Hey, so I'm going to show you on how to use ClickUp. So ClickUp is essentially a team-based organization software. It is completely free. You can go to clickup.com and sign up. It is easy to do. All you need is your first and last name, your email, and a password. That's it. We use a very similar system compared to this at my work, but we use what is called Active Collab. The systems are pretty identical, but this one I think is a lot more fun looking. Active Collab is a lot more corporate looking. And what I'm going to show you is the bare bones. Like this ClickUp is filled with all kinds of complicated stuff and incredible stuff, depending on how down the rabbit hole you want to go. I'm still relatively new to ClickUp, so there's still a lot that I don't even know myself. But I'm just going to show you the easiest ways that I would recommend, especially if you're starting up, on how to use this. So I'm going to be using a lot of terminologies we use for my work because I know ClickUp has its own terminologies. Like I believe this is called a workspace. Um, I'm just going to call this the team board or the team company project board. Um, and then these, we call them tickets at my work. So these are individual projects within the company itself. So when you sign up, by default, it's going to show you this. It's going to show you more of a list setup. I don't really like this personally, just because this is just, I'm a very visual person. I like things organized a little bit more differently. Plus, also, that's just because I'm so used to doing it with my work. So if you go up to board, you just click on that, and now you have the board view. So there's a couple of different terms just to kind of keep in mind. And again, I'm going to kind of bounce back and forth between these, but for the sake of ease, the administrator is the person who sets up this account. They're the one that's pretty much in charge of the overall of everything. They have access to all of the system, all of the abilities that the company needs to run. Then you have what's called your administrators, or we can call them your managers. They are people who can do edits and ads, and they're like the moderators on a group forum. And then you have the members. They're the people who really can't do too much more than the tasks that they're assigned to. They can't really add and delete tasks or any of that kind of stuff. So to begin, this is my personal one. Again, you can use this for your personal stuff. You don't have to be in a team. I very much like organization. So all of my projects, I can start off on this one right here. This ask will be a lot longer, but right now I'm just starting to load all my projects into. So you will have the to-do list, in progress, finished, keeping it simple. With my work, we have tons of other different columns, but again, just for the example of this, we need to do these things. Now they're in progress, and then they're done. One other thing that can come in handy is if you are working with a client, for example, like say a logo or something, you can have a column that's like up for feedback or waiting on feedback. And then once your client says yes, good to go, you can click and drag it to the other. So, but to backtrack, okay, so I created this entire team board and I can invite members. So if I click down here, you can go up here to invite. And this is the way that whoever's the administrator can actually watch to make sure that people are signing up. They can also see the status of who they are, if they are the owner or an administrator or just a team member. All of this shows up right here. I can change that. So what I would do is I would send an email by putting in their email address right here. Oh, let's search over here, invite by email. And then once I put their email in, I can tell this I want them to be an administrator or whatever I want them to do. Click invite and it will show up in their email. They click on the link and then they would go through the process of signing up. And then it should automatically take you to this particular project. If not, then they can invite them if they already have an account, I believe through this as well. Then you will have a list of everybody on here. And then that way you can see like when was the last time they logged on. You can put in different settings. You can remove them from the project. You can put in what role they play in, so on and so forth. If you're part of multiple projects, you can see here I'm part of a couple of different teams. I'm not going to show that just for privacy reasons, but these are a couple of different projects that we're working on in different team groups. You can add more workspaces. You can add more and more and more, however many you want to do. Now, this is all free. ClickUp, if you want more features, there are paid versions of this that unlock everything. But if you're starting out and you're brand new, you're grassroots, or you just really don't really feel like spending the amount of money at the current moment, then stick with the free version. You get all of this stuff in here and is absolutely easy to navigate. So to begin, let's say that I already invited people in and now they're part of my workspace or my company team. So now I have a to-do. I want to create a task, or again, my work calls them a ticket. Click on that. And I'm going to call this one client logo design. Once they sign up on here, I can go in here and say assign, and there's like a long list of people that whoever's on your team, you can assign to them. So for the sake of ease, I'm just going to do that one and then hit save. So now, as you see, I have a ticket. So this ticket could just be, like I said, the logo design. You can do ones that is like, say, finances, PR related stuff, whatever you need. And as this ticket goes, you can move it to in progress as your team is working on it. And when it's done, you literally click and drag, and now it's under finished. And you get a little check mark and it says it's good to go. You are done with your project. So that's a really cool visual way of being able to move in and out and having the team be able to watch the progress. Now, there are ways, I'm sure, that you can privatize each of these tickets. So say, for example, you don't want your team to know the accounting, or you don't want your team to know, I don't know, private information tickets. I don't know. There is ways that you can hide these so that way it's not visible to everyone. But again, I'm relatively new to ClickUp, so I'm sure there's a way to do that. So you just go into here to click a client logo design. And again, I'm using a lot of terminologies from my work. So ClickUp uses something totally different. I'm just so used to calling this by something else. So in here, you have the title of your ticket. So client logo design. So I'm going to pretend as an administrator, I want my graphic designer to design this client's logo. So I can go in here and write in the description however I want. I can say client loves the sea. Client wants blue. Client hates trees. I don't know. Whatever you want to type in there, you can do that, or you can copy paste directly from the client. So if the client says, and this is how I like it. So client says, colon, I want squares. I don't know. I'm literally just making this up. So you can put whatever you want in the description. You can also attach things into this. So if you go over here, you can literally click and drag. So let's pretend that the client sent that over and they're like, I love this design. I want to see this in the logo. Boom, click and drag. Now it shows up in your chat box and shows up in the main ticket. When you scroll down here, you have your to-do list. So this is essentially your, like, think of it like these as like subtasks, like right here. These are things that would lead up to getting this particular project done. The cool thing about this as well is you also have due dates. So let's say, for the sake of example, the client wants this logo done by Friday. I can hit that, and now it's due by Friday. When you sign up with your email, you will get notifications based on your tickets. There are ways to turn off notifications. Like, say, for example, you don't really want to be a part of this ticket anymore. I'm sure there's ways that you can turn that off. Again, this is a lot more technical things that are in here that I'm sure there's ways to do that. But anyone who's assigned to this ticket will get notifications as this ticket is in progress. So when you get to subtasks, you can go down to here and you can go ahead and say get fonts. You can actually assign that to individuals. You can assign it to the graphic designer or somebody else. Let's say pretend that somebody else on this particular client is in charge of just the fonts. Hit that. And I can give them an individual due date. I could say, okay, so if it's due on Friday, I need these fonts, say, by Tuesday. Save. Get colors. I can assign that to the graphic designer. I want that, say, by Wednesday. Save. You can even also include, say, get client feedback if you want to. Again, it completely is up to you how in depth you really want to go with this. So I can say I need the client feedback, say, by Thursday, and I'm going to assign that person to talk to the person, this other team member. Save. Now you have the 3 subtasks underneath this thing here. And as you progress, you can actually hit these checkboxes. So let's say the person got the fonts early. Awesome. So we could say finished. Notice that these actually match the status columns that were on the main page. So it's going to be the same thing. So that's why mine's named a little weird. But finished. Same here. Finished. Here. Finished. 3 is completed. Awesome. But let's pretend that one of them is not finished. So I'm going to leave that there and you'll see what's going to happen when one is left out. Down here, you'll see all the attachments as things go. They can attach here and it will show up down here. So you can see the sketches to the final design and see the progress of this particular ticket as it goes. Over here is the comments. You can talk back and forth. So, hey, graphic designer, do cool things. I don't know. Comment. Now whoever's in charge will get a notification in their email. Oh, look, my administrator said something to me, jumping in here and can comment back and forth. There is a mobile app version of this, so it's a little wonky to me, but you can do the mobile app as well. So you can talk back and forth. So graphic designer here. Yes. And they can talk back and forth. You can see the progress of this as well. Again, I'm showing you the bare bones of this. Like this is such a deep rabbit hole. There's so many things you can do with ClickUp. It can get overwhelming very easily. I'm just showing you the way we do it at my work. So I can click out of this. Now, as you see, client logo design is over here. If I click and drag, now I can go to in progress. So the team now should be able to see, oh, the logo is going through. And again, there's ways I'm sure where you can hide some of these if you don't want the whole team to see your progress. But if I'm not mistaken, the administrator is the only one that can do that. I could be totally wrong on that, but I mean, realistically, I would assume that the administrator should be able to see the entire team's progress, but I don't know how that works. So you can see now it's in the in progress folder. So now it's just kind of like, oh, okay. So no longer is it just on the to-do list. Now it's being worked on. This is the in being worked on column. Now, remember earlier when I did this down here where I left one of these subtasks left off. Okay, so if you close out of here and now let's say, oh, I think we're done with this. I think we're good. You can click and drag over here, but you'll notice it pops up and says, uh-oh, there's a subtask that is not completed. Get the colors. You could say resolve all items and it will just make all of these green because there could be a huge long list of them and just say, oh, no, they're all good. We just didn't click on the button. You just do that. Or you can click the X and it knocks it back to in progress. So it gives you that reminder of, oh, you think you were done, but you're not. So then you can go back in here and do your work again. And then you can just say, yep, I got it set. Close that out. And now when you click and drag, you see that little checkbox. You're done. Project done. So this is the, like I said, this is the bare bones on how to use ClickUp. I would highly recommend using this because it will make things significantly more smoother when you work with teams. Like you can use this again for your personal stuff because again, if you're a very busy person like myself and you have multiple major projects and multiple clients that you're working on, you can use this to help you keep yourself organized and sane. So you can do this for yourself where you can have multiple lists in here and put them in progress as you go. And you can give yourself checkups, and then when you're done, you put it over here. Same thing with the team. Now over here on the left, and again, there's ways of doing this. I'm still so new to ClickUp. There's still so much to learn. I'll probably make videos as I go. If I find something really cool or learn, I can share with everyone. Or if you know something, by all means, share it. But in this side over here, you can actually see your whole team. So there are ways that you can actually do, here's my PR team and the list. Here is my costuming. Here's my list. Here is my finances. Here's my list. Here is my graphic designers and artists. Here is my cast. However you want to do it, you can actually see all the team members on here. So that's a really cool way of keeping everything in one place. ClickUp, again, as I mentioned, is available on mobile devices as well as on the desktop. I like the desktop because you can see everything open. But it's a really, really handy way to avoid miscommunications, especially if you work in teams where some people are on email, some people are on Facebook, some people are on text messages, some people may not have a Facebook, and you have to, it can be very daunting when you work in big teams. This can help keep everyone in one place that will help you as you progress and move forward. So yeah, that's the, like I said, that's the bare bones on how to use this. I highly recommend using it. Again, it is free. The free version, if especially if you're grassroots or you're just starting off, it covers everything I just showed you. There are paid versions that have more features in it, but that is completely up to you if you want to go up to that level. There is ways, I might have mentioned this earlier, there is ways that you can actually include an outsider of your team. So let's take, for example, the client logo design here. Let's say that I want my client to look at the progress. I can actually share this with them. They'll get an invite. They can come in here and they will not see any of my other subtasks. So they don't have to look at my finance department. They don't have to look at my PR department. They don't have to look at anything else. They can just look at their own ticket and watch and comment on the ticket as it progresses. Easy. I believe they have to sign up as well, but again, it is free. So it's just another way of keeping communication all in one location. And again, everyone who's on these tickets will get dings. So whoever's assigned to client logo design, they'll get a notification in their emails. Make sure you check your spams because sometimes weird things happen with that. And then just say, yep, I'm going to communicate back and forth. You can click the X and you are set. So again, that's the bare bones of how we use it at my work. Again, we use a different program called Active Collab, but the styles are exactly identical. I just think that ClickUp is a lot more fun looking compared to Active Collab, but the system of tickets and progresses are exactly the same. But yeah, as things progress, I plan on wanting to make more videos. If I find something really cool that might become in handy. If you find something really cool, let me know. But yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching.